Yes. The prayer today is, I praise you, Lord, for autumn, the beauty and hope and change of the season. The promise of the coming autumn heralds another ending, a new beginning, and a wonder of another winter, another spring, another summer yet to come. Amen.
Do you have a financial or no?
Yeah, it was stuck on the weekend. So which was the first?
The ninth.
On October 9th, for financials, I improved the encumbrance of formal contract PO in the Commissioner's Office to the Dan Law Firm, LPA for legal representation. And then for number 2, on October 10th, for the Department of Water Resources, granted permission to advertise for the position of full-time water system supervisor. This position will remain posted until filled. And October 15th, for Job and Family Services, I acknowledge the following new hire appointments as the Executive Director of Job and Family Services, complied with the Board of County Commissioners recruitment and hiring procedures for Alesha Olvera, eligibility referral specialist 2, effective September 23rd, 2024, and Keith McCory, employment services representative, effective September 30th, 2024, and both of those positions were replacement positions.
On your number 1 issue, was that a signed resolution to Dan Law, or did we actually put in for a payment?
No, that was just putting the money, based on the approval from the Commissioners' session last week, that was just putting the money in place for if we do utilize them.
So we haven't got a bill yet.
Correct.
Thank you.
So I need a motion for minutes for the 10th and the 17th of September.
I make the motion.
Second?
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Just one.
Right. Hi, Debbie.
Hi. So I'm here while Adrian is vacationing in the mountains. So I have an appropriations transfer from the Board of Elections for salaries and travel for the poll workers. The appropriations transfer from Water Resources for a water purchase. Supplemental, several supplementals from Sheriff, Juvenile Court, VES, to increase appropriations and payroll accounts to year end. And those funds are they're not general fund funds. Cash transfers from the general fund to the Board of VD for the 3rd quarter gas well allotment proceeds. Several travels, public defender to attend the annual Public Defender Summit in October, the recorder to attend the Ohio Recorders Association Winter Conference in November, 3 from the engineer, 1 to attend the CCAO, CEAO conference in December, the Ohio PELRA conference in February, and the National PELRA conference in June. I have a then and now from the Sheriff to Hall Public Safety Upfitters for additional vehicle equipment. Encumbrance increase from the Commissioners for the then design architecture, change order 3, and that's for courthouse project. For vouchers, I have $63,035.29 from the Commissioner's Office to the Ohio State University for their 4th quarter appropriations. To Donley's, $72,083.15 and $21,419.50. And those are from the Commissioner's Office, and that's for the final payment request for the Judd County Office Building Project. $352,396.38 from the Engineer's Office to Roniak Paving for asphalt resurfacing of Auburn Road sections K through M.
I make a motion to approve the financial.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner
Good morning.
Hey, Rick, how are you?
Great. Thank you for your time.
Yep. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm glad to be on the recovery now.
Yeah.
Airport Authority is requesting the board approve reimbursement request number 2 for the FAA Airport Improvement Program Grant 027-2023 for the construction of the parallel taxiway, pavement and LED lighting phase 1, the design phase. Total amount was $71,600, $64,440 was FAA, $38.50 is coming from ODOT, and your portion would be $38.50 as well for the local county match.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion on item 6.
Second?
Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Well, thank you.
I see the PHI has made a nice public press release regarding the hangar. They're really excited about the good work you guys are doing there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was definitely positive and a lot of good reaction on it. Yeah, so thank you for that. It's
Well,
very exciting.
Thank you. You had were a driving force behind it.
Yeah, no,
And
it's,
it's just a great asset to the community and the county
yeah,
to have them there. They have a nice base for them.
yeah, no, it was a good article and a good reaction, so.
Yeah, I was
thanks.
happy to see that too.
Yep, thank you.
Long time coming, so.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, talk to you about.
Yeah, I have another request next week. I won't be able to be here though, just,
Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
and then Rick, everything else as far as like the, other projects and stuff, when do you see some numbers possibly coming in for that?
We're putting those together as we speak.
Okay,
So probably in the next week or so.
all right.
And then also we have an upcoming ODOT matching grant that I haven't done the paperwork for, but that will be coming in the next week or two.
Okay, yeah,
So a lot of stuff going on.
yeah, very nice, thank
You
you.
maybe merge them all together then for the 29th, if that's okay.
That's fine with me.
Okay. That makes it easier on you.
That makes it easier, yes.
Okay.
And then I have another thing I'm dropping off at your office.
Okay.
Morning, how
How are you?
Good. Okay, item 7 on the agenda, Community and Economic Development Department is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 24-182, requesting to establish a new fund titled the Brownfield Remediation Grant Program Fund, and this will be for the deposit of all revenues and expenses associated with the grant award for the remediation of brownfield sites in the county.
I make a motion.
Second?
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then the filing deadline this year is the 30th, right, of December? For the, is there going to be another application period?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
2
2
years.
year.
Morning.
Nick.
Item 8 on the agenda is requesting the board approve and authorize Commissioner Dvorak to sign the disbursement certification request number 2 for the Aquila wastewater treatment plant project in the amount of $156,250.
I make the motion.
Second?
Yes.
Aye.
Item 9 on the agenda is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for the McFarland Creek wastewater treatment plant improvement project to be held Wednesday, November 20th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on October 24th, 2024 and October 31st, 2024. Just as a refresher, back in October of 2020, we signed an administrative order to upgrade the McFarland wastewater treatment plant. This basically includes almost a new plant for the utilizing some of the existing and expanding our EQ. This is going to get us in order with that administrative order. Plans would be to award this project, start construction first quarter of 25, completion by end of 2026, so 2 years to do this project, to get it in play. Not only will it improve our process better treat the water, but it'll add us close to 1.2 million gallons in EQ too, so, which will help when we do have those heavy rain events.
Okay.
Make a motion?
Second?
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Isn't there brick place on there?
There is. There's fun. Okay.
Okay, so the Geauga County Agricultural Society, the Fair Board we're asking for your help with building our new poultry barn. It will be on the southeast side of the fairgrounds. The poultry barn will be located next to the goat barn. I'm sure you're all familiar with the fairgrounds. The proposed cost of the poultry barn is an estimated $792,000. We're asking for $750,000. The new poultry barn and pavilion will house our junior fair market livestock projects, our junior fair fancy livestock projects, the open show. It's also going to have an indoor arena for livestock shows, a small animal livestock sale auction, which is now a tent, would be housed in the new building. And I don't know if you were at our fair or the livestock show, but we had 395 poultry projects. So those are individual projects from the youth of the junior fair youth, and we actually house over 500 projects. And this year we had to split the poultry barn and the turkey tent. We had to set up a new turkey tent and kind of split the kids between their projects between two locations. And we've just outgrown the current poultry barn, which was originally built as a draft horse barn. It's about 4,000 square feet. The new barn would be over 14,000 square feet. And then obviously the new facility would allow us to have year-round rentals. It would allow us to have income during the year, and it would also allow the kids to be in one spot with all their projects instead of being spread out between the two locations.
And all the poultry, the chickens, the turkeys, the ducks.
Everything would be in the new barn. The ducks, and there's even geese and pigeons that are there too. So it's everything that we now have in two spots.
A little bit off this project, but at the dinner meeting a week or so ago, they were saying about, their maintenance guy was saying about LED lights. You have 2/3 of it done, and it's saving money. That's great. I talked to NOPEC, and they have grants periodically, but the Fair Board can't apply for the grants, but the townships can, or anybody that's makes aggregation agreement with NOPEC. And so they suggested to me that we go out to the townships and ask for them to get your next 1/3 of your LED lighting that the townships would be requesting for the fair if they want to, and if they don't need that money, 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever, in a grant process. And I just wanted to share that information.
Yeah, that's good to know. Any little bit helps, for sure.
Because you have a township trustee right there.
Right.
We do it, yeah, we do it too. I didn't think of that. For Burton Township.
So I appreciate you guys too. I had an opportunity to meet down at the fairground, because obviously this is something that I definitely, support, and I think that it's critical for our county and our kids to have a good place to be able to do this. You look at these kids that are engaged in the 4-H projects, it's a game changer, I think, in their life and in their just, it gives responsibility and it builds character, I really do, and you can really tell I see it all the time, you know, kids that, you could almost pick them out, kids that are involved in 4-H and kids that aren't sometimes, you know? They just have a whole different perspective, you know, so I've supported them all the time, and I think this is a great thing. You know, and the other thing, I don't think that people realize too sometimes the amount of the undertaking that the fairgrounds has as far as just maintaining. I think there's like 91 buildings, is it? It's something.
We're getting close to like over 100 structures.
Yeah, you know, and they all require, you know, a certain amount of maintenance, whether we like it or not, you know. And fortunately, you got a good, you know, staff of guys down there too that are working all the time and keeping things going, you know. And I think that this is really, you know, spotlight in our county. People travel for a long way to get to our fair. And I think a project like this just opens up the opportunity, you know, not just for the fair, but for a lot of other things too, you know, down the road. So I think I support this thing, you know, 100% in talking to you guys. And I saw the problem too, especially like this year with the rain. All of a sudden, look at what happened. It was a disaster, you know. And, you know, it's like these kids do a lot of this stuff all year, and then game day happens and we get, you know, something like that really kind of throws things astray. And I just think that we could do better, and you know, in the long term, you know, this may sound like a larger number, but in the long term and what we could give back to making this thing good, I think it's a win, 100%.
Ralph, just to tag along with that on the kids, like Meg said, the poultry used to be split with rabbits. Then it moved into this old draft horse barn.
Yeah.
Then it moved outside the draft horse barn and inside. So here's these kids, like you're just bringing up, that are 9 and 19. It's an opportunity for them to just keep growing.
Yeah.
And by the time these kids, a study says that their morals are set by the time they're 12. This 4-H, and it's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah.
We need more space, and it literally, we're affecting these kids. And
Yeah.
people complain about the kids today, these are the kids, come see them.
Oh, yeah.
Come to that auction, but you're right, one day, some kids have spent their whole year raising them, and one day a thunderstorm ruins it, it protects them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is, to me, a no-brainer and a win-win.
Yeah, it is. And I think too, the other thing, exactly like you're saying, is that I think that I look at this as a small investment of what, the thing that's always impressed me, like we have the kids come in here for the 4-H presentation, their ability to communicate, their ability to put together their little projects, and then the day of selling, all that
Marketing,
stuff.
yeah.
It's, and it's not just Fair Day, and it's the letters that they write you, and just the communication, and you see them. I've seen them come to the store. They get dressed up, suit and tie, and come in, and it's just a lot of good stuff that happens. That, and the other thing that I really love about it is that it today it seems like we're losing more and more of that parent-child type of thing, and this seems to work in that manner also, of keeping the parents engaged. The parents are at the fair, the kids are at the fair. It's just almost, it has that bonding time too. So it's just a win across the board, and I think that I would argue 100% all day long that this is just a great thing, and I think that it's critical to invest and continue to grow it.
Your kids have been all through the 4-H program, and
Yeah, my wife and I were both 4-H advisors,
Yeah.
and all the kids were involved. We were involved for about 16 years straight. We knew the good people and we knew the challenging people.
that was very politically correct.
You always have that.
In that area. And my hat's off to you guys for balancing all that, throughout the year and during the 6 or 7 days of the fair. But I think that the number one small business in Geauga County is 4-H kids, because they get a project, they have, keep track of their bills, and then they, the terminal projects, they sell them at the fair, and it's a win-win. And you're right, it is a good problem to have more kids involved in 4-H. Even we're still weak on the west side of the county getting involved with, I don't care if it's rabbits or whatever, to just
That's why this poultry's growing so much, because that's a nice, easy project for them to get in, and they get the same experience. You know, because we had to split the sale, you guys know, you're there, we had to split it for 2 days. So it's a good problem to have, so, there's nothing else to say.
But I'm-
Sorry, though.
I'm in favor of this project, it's just, we're missing one commissioner, and I want to have him in, review this as well. And,
So financially, I've spoken to Adrian, our finance, person here, and, just kind of looking at some of the various projects that we've been working on, over the last couple of years. We've done a lot of things with the airport, and this has been definitely a, up in front piece for us, to be able to do, but, as far as the $750,000 that you guys are asking for, he feels very confident and comfortable to be able to do that. And I know talking with Christie and Jerry, there've been a couple of changes as far as on the legality and the Ohio Revised Code of how exactly we need to do that transfer and how we can make that happen. But I think that I would be comfortable to make a motion to secure the $750,000 today for you. If Jim wants to second that and move forward, and then we can figure out how to do that, that's fine. I think that Tim would be in favor of this 100% also. And I know that timing also is a factor for you guys, because you want to try to get something going too. So I don't want to delay this in a ton of time, but I know that just the legality of this. Jerry, if you want to kind of talk on that as some of the requirements that we may need to do to just be able to get this.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna do it today, you'd just be providing a commitment to the $750,000, and then we would have to go through and have some kind of written agreement in place, some guarantee that the money's being utilized for the poultry barn, and also that it would be a publicly bid. It would have to probably be bid through through the commissioner's office, and it would have to be done with prevailing wage, and all that. So all those requirements that we have to go through with regards to this. I feel like I can't speak for Tim, because when he contacted me to let me know he wasn't going to be here today, because he was going to be out of town, he's like, I wish I could be there, because I really am in favor of this, getting the money to the fair board for this. I know he's made donations or purchased chickens and ducks in years past and all that. So he did mention that to me, that he was in favor of this, and he wished he could be here for it. So that helps with any decision making.
And as far as with that bid process, what would they be? How much time would they be looking at as far as to try to, if we were to go through that process, then what's the timing look like for that?
Once they finish the plans and specs and provide them to us, it's just a matter of setting the bid opening date. And there's, you gotta do advertisements for 2 weeks, and then, have a little bit of time after that second advertisement before the bid opening. It's usually about, the following Wednesday. So, it usually takes, that process is probably about a month.
Okay.
In length. It's government, and government doesn't work fast.
Okay, so.
Plus two, you could also, depending on your time period, if you wanted to establish a pre-bid meeting as well. So if there was interest in coming out and looking at the site and all that other stuff, because of what we have included in the project. So,
It's a pretty straightforward build. I mean, there's not too many complications. Ultimately, we'd like to have this ready to go for next year's fair. So, you know how construction goes, it's kind of slow, so we'd like to get started as quickly as possible. In the meantime, we have some water lines and things that we're in the process of moving and getting things ready for this building. So, by the first of the year, if we could start building and have poultry all moved into there because it's really a problem when we don't have something finished when the fair starts. You guys know that, but it creates a lot of problems. So we need to have it built and cleaned up and ready to go. So, not saying we're in a rush, but we are in a rush to build a, you know, a building this size and be ready to go for the start of the fair.
Yeah.
Well, to secure the $750,000, I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye. Good deal. That way we just have a, you know, ability to know that we're gonna support it, and then, like I said, then how do you wanna do this then? Do you wanna, we'll get all the particulars put together?
We'll work on getting all the paperwork put together, so we can
Okay.
move forward. We'll just need to.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send
Site
our,
plans and specs.
you want everything sent to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, anything we can do to help, this is exciting, this is
We
a big
appreciate
deal.
it. We thank you guys. You guys are great supporters of the fair at all times.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You know,
perfect.
you guys do a lot for us. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Win-win.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you again for coming out, appreciate it. Thank you.
I did bring you some calendars from our last meeting.
Okay.
You get one?
Thank you.
Did you get one? Okay, there you go. Thank you.
It's exciting, that'll be neat. It'll be great addition. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so that brings us to our conclusion of our agenda items. Jerry, do you have anything else?
I do not have it.
Christie, Linda, anything?
Not today.
Okay, any questions? No questions? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. All right, thank you.